Meg, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another junk journal with me in this accordion junk journal. I am just really loving being in this long format journal. Thank you to everyone who left a comment last week about what we should call this. I know it's an accordion or concertina style journal, but I really wanted a funky name and I really liked zigzag journal. I just think we need something cool for this format, this long journal, so that's what I'm going to call it. But yes, I'm working again in another one of these spreads just to show you how I build up these pages. So if you're enjoying these junk journal with me, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified every time I put one out. So this spread, I had a base layer of the collaged patchwork pages that I had put together, which I really enjoy working on as a base. I think it kind of gets the creative juices flowing with regards to what layout I'm going to do or where I'm going to place things. And it's great as a starting off point because it gives you something to respond to, whether you cover it up or alter it, completely up to you. I tend to just see how things go as I'm in a journaling session. I put these on speed, but normally I've got maybe a podcast going or an audiobook. I think I had a YouTube video in the background for this one, so I'll really just sort of let my mind focus on that and then see what comes of the page. But having a base of something to work with, I find is really great to get over that fear of the blank page, which doesn't really exist with a junk journal because you've always got something to respond to because you use so many different types of papers and found things to put in your journal that you don't have the blank canvas to work from. So today I wanted to chat a little bit actually about sustainability when it comes to journaling and being eco-friendly, because junk journaling already kind of lends itself to being a bit more eco-friendly because we are using things that would otherwise go, in the bin, so it's a form of recycling in that sense. But I don't really hear all too much about eco-friendly journaling in the community, and it's something I just wanted to chat about and maybe see whether you guys have any thoughts or opinions on it, anything that you do in your journals or that you think we should do differently. So I wanted to give you some easy and accessible ways that you can think about sustainability more when you're journaling, and these are also very budget friendly because you'll soon notice a pattern between being more sustainable and saving money when you're journaling. So if you're working on a budget or you don't want to spend loads of money, these are some really great ways that you can do that. So my first tip, and it's something that I'm a strong believer in anyway, regardless of how sustainable it is to use what you have. So the motto goes that the most sustainable piece of clothing, for example, that you have is the piece that you already have in your wardrobe. And the same goes for your journal supplies. We can't go back in time. You've already done your massive splurge on stationery and your washi tape and your oodles of craft supplies. They're already in our house. So the most sustainable thing that you can use in your journal is what you already have. And using what you have is also a great way if you're starting out or you're working on a budget, because working with limited supplies, or even if it's not limited, but working with things that you have that maybe you aren't using for whatever reason, forces you to be more creative with them and more inventive with how you use them in your journal. So that is my first tip, is to use what you have. My second tip is to do a swap. So whether you have creative friends or maybe some pen pals, swapping what you have. So if you've got various washi tapes, we'll use that as an example. If you've got various washi tapes that your friend doesn't have, then you could organise a little swap in the same way that people swap clothes. That way you're not consuming more washi tape, but you're still sharing the love for the washi tape, because let's be honest, when is the last time that you finished a roll of washi tape? Sharing your supplies with someone you know, whether it's a pen pal, someone that you're friends with, is a really great way to be more sustainable and also work on a budget. Just share the love of the craft supplies. My third tip for you, and it's also one that I really love doing, is to shop secondhand. So whether that is going to charity shops or thrift shops for old books and different supplies, and if you're willing to rummage around, which I find a bit like searching for treasure, you will be surprised at what you can find. I have found my whole embroidery thread collection, like I've mentioned previously, that was from a charity shop. I found different fabrics, different papers. People will just donate like their old craft supplies. Like you'll sometimes just find boxes where you can see that someone has curated a lovely supply of whatever it is, and then someone has just donated it. I have found wooden stamps. There's usually quite a lot of those. I even found one a few years ago that had my name on it, which it was the only name stamp in the box, and it had my name on it. And I was just like, this is fate. This is really weird. And I just had to buy it. So, and that's not something that I would have gone out and bought, but it's just a really cool addition to have in my stash, and it is more sustainable because, like I mentioned, it's secondhand, so it's not been produced again for me to have it. It already existed, and it's just a great way to find unique things to use in your journal that everyone else isn't using, because it's very easy to go to your regular craft shop, buy whatever it is that they've got that's trendy, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but everyone else will be using that in their journal. So if you want to, you know, create something different and use alternative supplies, then checking out a secondhand shop or an antique shop is a great way to do that. I love antique shops, especially for if you're looking for that more vintage vibe of postcards or music sheets, map paper, things like that. Going to an antique shop is a great way of finding just an absolute treasure trove of supplies that you can use in your journal. So I would highly recommend that. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to me ramble on about ways that you can be sustainable in your journal, and maybe you will also try this out. I forgot to mention as well, actually, I even found a vintage typewriter in a charity shop, which has been absolutely great for using in my journal as well. So it's not even paper bits and craft supplies in that sense. You can also find maybe typewriters, or I don't know, like a label maker or something, all sorts of random things. But I would really challenge you to think outside the box and see how you can be creative with the things that are around you, whether it's what you already have, swapping things with friends, or going to your local charity shops or thrift shops or whatever you call them where you are. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed today's journal with me and that you've learnt a bit more about how you can be sustainable. If you have your own ideas about how you can be more sustainable in your journaling or more eco-friendly, then I would love to hear them. Drop a comment down below and we can all share ideas of how we can still enjoy journaling whilst also being a bit kinder to the planet and to our wallets, because let's be honest, journaling this way is also really great for doing it on a budget. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are. Stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.